In this video, I will show how you can make a cartoon shorts video using Tahoma2D and CapCut. The cool thing about the technique that I will show you is once you created some characters and animations, you can reuse it for different videos. Let's start by opening Tahoma2D and creating a new project. In the Startup window, click the New Project button. Enter a name and press the OK button. Next, we will create the first scene which we will use to draw and rig a character. Enter a recognizable name in the Scene Name field. Change the preset to square and press the Create Scene button. I'm going to create Bart Simpson, but you can use any other character. Create a new raster level, which we will use for our reference image. Search online for a reference image and copy-paste it into the raster level. Resize the image as needed. Create 4 new vector levels for the head, body, arms, and legs. Don't only use body for the level name if you plan to create more characters in this project. Here I'm reordering the levels to match the render order. Let's draw the head first. Make sure you have selected the correct level and press B to use the brush tool. I don't use a drawing tablet, so the initial drawing looks rough, but fear not, we will work on that soon. You can use the Tape tool by pressing T to join 2 ending vector points. To improve the line work, I will use the Control Point Editor tool. The keyboard shortcut is C. Start editing by clicking a line. The blue squares are the line points and the purple squares are the curvature handles. To clean up, I mainly remove unwanted control points and ensure that the curvature is smooth. When the curvature handle only moves on one side of the vector point, it means it is nonlinear. You can press the curvature handle while holding the Option key to make it linear again. Bart's eyes are perfectly round, so we can use the Circle tool to draw the eyes. Duplicate the second eye and move it into position. There are a few options to remove the unwanted lines, but I mainly use the Cutter or Eraser tool. Make cuts into the lines and delete them by selecting the line and pressing the backspace key. I'm adding the colors to the palette. Create a new color and use the Color Picker tool, R on the keyboard, to select a color from the reference image. Now and then, the Fill tool doesn't seem to work. I found that it sometimes helps to group all lines. Select all lines and right-click and select the Group option, or use the Command+G shortcut. Okay, the head looks pretty good so far. Let's continue with the body level. Select the body level and start drawing the rough shapes just like before. Here I'm using the iron tool to smooth out the lines where needed. Press the like button if you find this video useful. It means a lot to me. The arms are pretty simple, but we do want our character to have hands. I found a different reference image of Bart's hands and copy-pasted it into the project. I decided to create a different level for the right arm. This will put the arm behind the body due to the layer ordering. It is not required though, you will see later why. I copy the left arm into the right arm level and make some small changes. The Fill tool doesn't work here as well. Grouping the lines also didn't work. By using the Fill Check view, you can see all fillable areas in your drawing. If the area shows gray, it means the lines are closed and can be filled with the Fill tool. Duplicate the left leg and change it slightly to make the right leg. There are a few methods for creating animations. In our case, we want to reuse as much of the artwork as possible. The reason for splitting the drawing into separate layers is to allow us to use different images for the head or arms and create various combinations. Move all parts of the drawing so that there is some space around it. Next, select all levels, right-click and press the collapse option to make a subscene. We will use the plastic tool for rigging. This allows for some more flexible animations. Press the Create Mesh button and inspect the preview. Reduce the mesh edge's length to increase the quality of the bands. This may be different per character. Press the Apply button to create the mesh. After the mesh is created, the Build Skeleton tool is automatically selected. Click a spot outside the drawing to create the first skeleton vertex. This will be the root node and can't be animated. Build the rest of the skeleton by clicking the next point. For the head, add one point at the neck and another at the bottom of the head. These 2 points will be used to join the drawings again. For the arms, we want to branch off from the neck so the arms move with the upper body. Click the neck vertex point, then add a vertex point at the shoulder. Do the same for the legs. Let's put Bart back together and set up the initial pose. Switch to the Animate tool and uncheck the Keep Distance option. Move all parts to the correct position by dragging the first vertex of the head, arms, and legs. Change the stack order of the body so it is rendered before the other layers. Move the left arm into position and set the stack order to a higher number than the body. Move the right arm into position as well and rotate the arms to see if everything looks good. Here I'm tilting Bart's head and check for issues. Tweak the position until it looks good for both directions. It's finally time to create the first animation. To make the character feel more alive, we're going to make the eyes blink. Duplicate the head drawing and change it so the eyes are closed. Change the drawing in frame by clicking the cell and pressing 2 and enter. Keep the eyes closed for 1 frame and restore the drawing with the eyes open. Return to the main scene and left-click the Bart subscene. Then right-click and click the Resequence option to expose the frames from subscene in the main scene. I made the blink last a bit longer to make it more cartoonish. In this animation, Bart will move both arms backwards and forwards. This is just an example, so it is not perfect. Select the mesh level and change the pose at frame 12. Tilt the body slightly and move the arms backwards. Copy the first keyframe and paste it in frame 50. I will change the duration to 48 frames later so each clip is exactly 2 seconds. Add more keyframes until the animation looks good. Here I notice that the left leg is rendered above the body. To fix this, I changed the stack order of the hips to 20, but because I've made this change in frame 24 and the stack order is animated, the issue is not fixed. Instead of updating the stack order for every keyframe, I use the function editor and find the hip vertex by name. I set the stack order to 20 in the first frame and delete the other keyframes. Keep in mind, if you have the global key option enabled while animating, it will automatically create keyframes for all vertices, including the stack order. I used the same method for fixing the stack order for the right arm. Before exporting the video, I add a green screen using the FX editor. Click the scene node and change the camera background color to green. Open the output settings window and change the output name. I also add a version because CapCut caches the imported files by name. If you make changes to the animation, increase the version as well. Create a new project in CapCut and import the exported video. I add a stock background to the timeline and change the aspect ratio to 9:16. Drag the imported video clip into the timeline. Select the clip and choose the Remove Background tab. Enable the Chroma Key checkbox and select the green screen color in the player view. Move the clip into position and duplicate it a few times. Let's add a clip of Sonic. I have imported an idle and singing animation. Duplicate the first clip and replace it with a different animation so it stays into the same position. From here, it is up to you to create different animations and characters and fill up the video. Let me know in the comments if you have questions or want to see more tutorial videos. Thank you for watching.